Muller Lumber, when you want to get the job done right. When you take pride in what you do, Muller Lumber is there with the quality.
13, the 6'8 senior Mike Miller coming out a 22-point per game season last year. Number 25, 6'3", and a senior, J.J. Kippis, getting his first starting assignment tonight. At the post will be number 5, 6'4", and a junior, Tom Cogley. At the guards, number 12, 6'2", junior Tony Young, getting his first start as a Colonel. And running the show out front, number 3, the 6-foot senior Ernie Piper. Head coach of the Kernels. Keep the pressure on, keep them coming, maybe see if he can get the Kernels into foul trouble and see what their bench is all about. Mike Miller at 6'8", and he can get up. We'll jump it up against Jeff Pitts, and here we go. Gary Reed puts the ball in play. Kernels basketball into the backcourt. It comes to Cogley. He'll hand it off to Ernie Kuiper. We're going to see zone right away here for Brookings, the way it looks. Looks like a 2-1-2 matchup. Cogley coming out playing high post free throw line. Ball goes left side to Young. Back out front, Kuiper trying to penetrate. Pass underneath, there's Kippis. Puts it up and in. Good pass by Ernie Kuiper. J.J. Kippis alone underneath to make it a 2-0 ball game. Kernels. Ball gets away underneath the basket, and it's retrieved by Colin Capitan, and now Brookings will put it in. Kernels will pick him up man-to-man in the backcourt. Matt Hansen, excellent athlete. We got two quarterbacks going against each other, Kuiper and Hansen, as they bring it up. Ball comes to the top. Matt Schaefer, the forward. Now further out, Jeff Pitts. To Tony Bestie at the top and around the left side. Drive started by Matt Schaefer. Baseline. Slides a pass into the lane. Shot up too hard. No good by Bartles. Rebound on the weak side. Young has it. Young will outlet to Kuiper at center court. Lobs it into the corner. Mike Miller goes up in the air to get it. Sends it right back out front again to Tony Young. They'll work against that zone. Free throw line. Kippis at the high post now. Cogley down low. Kuiper working at the point. Here's Kippis. Turnaround jumper. Good. Well, what a good sign that is. J.J. Kippis hitting his first 2 shots coming out. And it's 4-0 the Kernels.
Well, that shot's going to be wide open. They're really worried about Mike Miller on the wing. Letting them wide open. Ernie Kuiper doing a good job finding the middle of the zone.
Boy, what a great confidence builder that is for Kippis. Drive right side of the lane. Off balance put up by Bestie. We're going to get the whistle and the foul. Tony Bestie just kind of forcing his way up the right-hand side of the lane. Was out balance, falling to the floor, and shoveled it up. But again, we will have the foul called. Tony Young is going to pick up his first. And to the free throw line we go. Tony Bestie, 5'10" junior, will step to the strike.
Well, so far, Tim, really just a straight matchup zone. Not really worried about Mike Miller, just aware of his presence on the wing, on the three-point line. And Ernie Kuiper, the first time down the floor, had a good penetration to find Kippis. And then that time again, second time down, finding Kippis in the middle.
Yeah, good ball movement by the Kernels against that zone. Bestie has the first free throw. It's a 4-1 ball game. Here comes the second one on the way, and that one also rolls in for Tony. So 4-2 Kernels with the lead, and now Brookings going to put on a little man-to-man. Ernie Kuiper handles that, comes right up the right sideline with it. Stops out front between the circles. He'll give it to Mike Miller. He's going to play way out now. And Brookings has gone into a man-to-man, so out of the zone they come. Miller spinning free throw line. Nice! Here's Cogley wide open.
Well, you can't stop Mike Miller one-on-one.
They are not going to be able to guard Mike Miller one-on-one. There is no doubt about that. Nice spin move at the free throw line. Cogley was wide open as they had to come out to help out. 6'2 Kernels. Bestie into the front court, leaves it right-hand side. Zeb Bartles away from the basket. Now Hansen, free throw line jumper, off the right side, no good. Rebound, Kernels have it. Now in some trouble underneath. Kippis trying to dribble his way out of it, and he does. Here's the lead to Miller. He wants to run. Bounce pass, and it's picked off. Nice recovery by Matt Schaefer. Intended for Kuiper. Schaefer picks it off. Now Brookings running at the other end. Miller with a rejection out of bounds.
Mike Miller going from one end and then all the way covering back and hustling. And as you saw so many times in the semifinals against Pierre, Wait weak side help and blocks the shot out of bounds.
Way up in the air. Mike Miller to reject that shot. Brookings will have it underneath. They throw it. It's going to come way into the backcourt. They'll give chase. Tony Bestie will run it down. Inbounds play. You can go into the backcourt. Kuiper all over Bestie as he brings it back up. Now he'll dump it in the left-hand corner. Matt Hansen with the basketball, guarded by Young. Comes back at front. Matt Schaefer, 6'3 junior, into the right-hand corner. Bestie again with it. Kuiper on him. Bounce pass underneath. They got a man there, and again it's blocked by Mike Miller. This time it stays in bounds, and Kuiper picks it up. So 2 blocks already. Miller right side, drives around his man. Side of the lane up. Counts the basket, and he's going to the free throw line.
Well, I think Mike has just about done it all here in the first minute. Very outstanding. Blocks the shot, passing, right on the floor.
And we've got a timeout on the floor here already.
Foods. This week you can save on John Morrell old-fashioned boned-in smoked hams, just $1.29 a pound.
Member FDIC.
Well, Mike Miller making his free throw. Now we come back to the other end for Brookings, and the ball out of bounds. Off the hand underneath of Matt Schaefer as they try to go down low. It's going to be Kernel basketball. We will get our first substitution of the ball game here for Brookings. Tim Thorne, number 25, a 6'2 senior, is coming into the ball game, I believe. Zach Bartles. And Zach Bartles. Okay, two guys coming in. Pressure. Kernels handle it. Nice pass. And Young will drive the lane and score. Piper got it up past midcourt to Cogley. Over to Young, and he lays it in. It's an 11-2 lead, and now an offensive foul against Brookings at the other end. Is driving inside. Zach Bartles, who just came into the lineup, he will be called for the charge. And, boy, the Kernels are taking control here early in this basketball game.
What a nice way to start out with a young group, an inexperienced group. First 5 shots go in for the season, 5 for 5.
And they're handling everything. They're right now, the pressure, playing good defense. Piper in the backcourt. Brookings backs off the press now. Here's Miller for a three. No good, short from the left-hand wing. Rebound comes out to Brookings, and they'll push it up the floor. Tim Thorne. And now the ball knocked away. Cogley got a piece of it. In the front court, he'll give it to Kippis. Here's Kuiper, free throw line. Into Cogley at the block. Spins, goes up, has it, rejected out of bounds. Good defensive play by Jeff Pitts of Brookings. Went up and blocks the shot of Tom Cogley. But it'll still be Mitchell ball underneath. An 11-2 score. 4.5 to play in the first quarter. Mike Miller will throw it in baseline. Comes out on the right wing to Kuiper. Now to Kippis. He and Kuiper play a little catch here. Now they want to rearrange things. Taking a look at the defense. Brookings goes into the zone. Here's Young on the right wing. His pass knocked away out front. Stolen away by Tim Thorne. Thorne left-hand side. Spin moves out of the lane. Goes up with a shot. Can't get it to drop. Rebound is up and in. Zach Bartles will score. That's good play by Thorne, though. He's the one that set that one up for the basket at the other end. 11-4, and the Kernels guilty of the turnover. Their second. Here's Miller, long range. Will not go from three from straight out front. Now Brookings, long pass. Here's Bartles again going in. Misses the layup on the foul. Oh, we have got a whistle. Foul. 2 shots coming up for Brookings as Zeb Bartles fouled on the rebound. And Brookings to the line, and Gary Munson not happy about the three-pointers, I don't think, sailing to the basket there.
Well, I think he wanted to get the three-point shots in the run of the offense, and then Mike was a little slow getting back, and then Cogley picked up the foul. They made 2 opportunities now.
First foul on Tom Cogley, second team foul on Mitchell. Both teams have 2 fouls apiece. And let's see here. Going to get a player coming in, but not just yet, as Zeb Bartles will go to the free throw line. This is Fawad Kabiri getting ready to come in the ball game. 6'5 senior. We told you played as a sophomore, did not play last year. Now is back as a senior, and evidently wants to come in for Zeb Bartles. So he'll have to he'll wait here until he's finished at the free throw line. Don't get confused. We've got Zach Bartles, the guard, and Zeb Bartles both in the lineup. And now the free throws go down, both of them, and we will have the change as Zeb goes out, and Kabiri will come in. And that makes it an 11-6 ball game. So Brookings on a 4-0 run. They'll put on a little bit of man-to-man full-court pressure. Tony Young on the dribble, brings it up right in front of the scoring table into the front court. Tony still being pinched in now, gets it away to Kuiper. Ernie will set up out between the circles. Ball comes right-hand side, reverses his dribble to the free throw line, pinched in there. Now tries to lob it in for Mike Miller, too high, and it goes out of bounds. Not a lot of offense being run there the last couple, 3 times down the floor for the Kernels, and Coach Gary Munson up on his feet and not too pleased there. And Brookings, after being down 11-2, could cut this to a 3-point game here with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Out front, Matt Schaefer on the dribble. Right side, there's a jumper by Thorne from long range, comes up short. Hard rebound on the bounce to Kuiper. Long pass to Mike Miller. He's going to try and take it all the way, and he lays it up and good. Miller just kind of slowed up a little bit, let the people run by him, and then lays it in for his 5th point of the game, and it's a 13-6 Kernel lead. 3 minutes exactly to go, quarter number 1. On the dribble, Matt Hansen reverses right to left. Miller almost with a steal. He would have been off to the races, and showtime. Now here's Kabiri from outside the free throw line. Shot won't go. Players go to the floor, traveling, and whose balls is going to be? Mitchell's basketball. 3 players go to the floor, but they call the travel on Zach Bartles of Brookings, and so Kernels will have it in their own backcourt. Couple of subs coming back in. Bestie is back in the lineup. Also, we've got number 41 checking in. Daryl Sackman, a 6-foot senior. And for the Kernels, T.J. Sudbeck makes his first appearance of the ball game. And Tony Young's going to get a rest here. Inbounds pass comes from Kuiper to Sudbeck. And right back to Ernie Kuiper. Into the front court, across the right-hand side he comes. Three-point line. Now tries to drive baseline. Can't go. Kuiper comes back out front. Gives it to Kippis out between the circles. Right wing, here's Mike Miller. Miller goes to the baseline. Cut off to Kuiper. Cross-court pass. Kippis starting to drive to the basket. Whistle traveled with it. And again, Jeremy Munson not happy, and he's motioning Ernie Kuiper over. Kernels are not running the offense. There's been a lot of shaking and baking one-on-one here.
Well, they see the man-to-man, and they really haven't ran their man-to-man offense too much here the last 3 times down the floor.
Tony Bestie will go right side. With it, Zach Bartles on the wing. Now free throw line. Jump shot on the way. No good by Matt Schaefer. Hard rebound in the corner. Kippis has got it. Can't hold it. Kippis wanted to get the outlet pass out to Mike Miller to get him to run, and it slid right off his fingertips and out of bounds. So Brookings will get it back in their front court right near the Kernel bench. We're going to get Jordan Pitts coming in the Mitchell lineup, the 6'3 junior. And who will go out? J.J. Kippis will go out.
Well, Zeb Bartles from Brookings comes back in, and Kabiri goes out. So Coach Frederick really shuffling his players in and out here in the first quarter.
And the Kernels have used 7 here now as well. Out front, ball going off the leg momentarily of Bartles out front, or make that Bestie out front, but he retrieves it back near the center line. Now goes right side. And here's a jumper by Bartles. Free throw line will go. Rebound Cogley underneath. Zach Bartles had a good open look from the left elbow. Long pass down the floor. Kuiper underneath the Pitts, and he could not hold on to the basketball. Pitts was too far underneath to take the shot.
But I think he saw Miller coming on the wing. I think he was going to try to pass it, and just bounced off his knee out of bounds.
Kernels have turned the ball over 6 times already here in the first quarter. Brookings 5. We're down to a minute 40 to play. It's 13-6. Mitchell play getting a little bit ragged. Nice pass down to the side of the lane to Bestie, and he's going to get bumped right there. Good pass by Zach Bartles from the free throw line. Be no shots on this one, I don't believe, or will there be? It didn't look like he was on his way up. No, it's going to be from underneath. Ball in for the Bobcats. They'll throw it in right side at the baseline. Brookings bringing another sub in. Matt Hansen back in the starting guard. Pass inside of the lane. Shot up, and another block by Mike Miller. Shot pull up by Matt Schaefer. And Miller up to swat it away, his 3rd of the game. There's Schaefer with it again on the right-hand wing. To Bestie, 16-footer from straight on. In and out, no good. They bang for the rebound, and it finally comes out to Sudbeck. TJ will bring it across the timeline. Lead pass for Pitts. Can't hang on to it. Did it touch his hand? It did. It was tipped along the way. It went off Pitts' hands out of bounds. Brookings basketball. Well, first 3.5 minutes were pretty solid for the Kernels. It's gotten a little bit ragged since that time. Too many turnovers. 7 already in the first quarter. But it's still a 13-6 lead. 1:15 to go in the first quarter. Bobcats will throw it in. Tony Bestie went in the backcourt. Kuiper hounding him. Bestie brings it across the center jump circle. Goes right side to Matt Hansen. Right in front of the Kernel bench. Pulls up with a jumper from 16 feet. That's short. Rebound, Mike Miller has it underneath. Brookings not shooting very well. Here's Miller down the middle of the floor. Right side of the lane. Leans in and has the ball knocked away and out of bounds. Zeb Bartles can say, I stuffed Mike Miller.
He's letting everybody know it, too.
And he was bumped. Nice block by Zeb Bartles. Miller kind of hanging in the air, trying to shovel it up from the hip. It'll still be Mitchell's ball underneath. Miller will toss it in. Comes to Cogley. Kuiper. Now they set up Miller for the 3. Good from the right corner. 8 points for Mike Miller. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Long pass down the floor. Another block by Miller. This time knocks the ball away from Bestie. That's his 4th of the game. Kuiper on the run. Inside Miller. Fouled, and he scores. Kuiper to Cogley to Miller for the 2 points and the foul. And with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Kernels have got out in front 18-6. What a flurry that was.
Well, what a good ability of ball movement there that time to find Miller. Kuiper motioned over for, I believe it was Pitts that passed the ball.
Yep.
And that was a nice play.
Free throw goes down. Miller with 11 points here in the quarter. It's a 19-6 Kernel lead. Matt Hansen, left corner for the Bobcats, goes along the baseline. Pass intercepted in the lane by Sudbeck. 23 seconds to go in the quarter. The Kernels want to go for one shot here.
Tradition.
Yep. And here Gary Munson whistling in the background to get their attention. So Kuiper will hold out front. 12 seconds to go in the quarter. Big scoring first quarter here for Mitchell. Nice defensively as well. Only 6 points on the board. Only one field goal for Brookings. 3 seconds. 2 here. Sudbeck left corner. Good. A two-pointer. There's the buzzer. The Kernels will go forward in a hurry. 21-6 at the end of one. We're back in a minute.
Expertise.
In just a moment, but one field goal is all in that first quarter for Brookings. Out front, Matt Schaefer drives halfway up the lane, puts it up, it won't go. Ball knocked out of bounds. Mitchell's basketball. Cogley had it. They knocked it out of his hands and out of bounds.
Well, the Bobcats only 1 of 13 for 8% in the first quarter. Kernels 9 of 11 for 82%.
Yep. DJ nailing that shot right at the buzzer to make it 21-6. Turnovers probably too many against Mitchell, otherwise pretty solid performance. Out front it is Sudbeck, goes left wing. Miller with the basketball being guarded by Schaefer. Brookings back in the man-to-man here again. Kuiper popping out front. Now goes to TJ Sudbeck on his right-hand side. Trying to get a little movement here. I think Kernels thought they were in a zone coming out, but no, they're in that straight-up man-to-man. Sudbeck having trouble out front, gets it away to Kuiper at the free throw line. And Ernie will just retreat, and I think they'll set it all up over again here. A lot of sync. Now Kuiper takes it left side, gives the ball to Jordan Pitts out on the wing. Cogley pops out to get it. Now Kuiper right side. Side of the lane into Miller. Whoop, couldn't hold it. Pass a little bit too high, although Mike says I should have had it. Says my fault. Went off his fingers and out of bounds. So it'll be Brookings ball, and there's that turnover factor. We said 8 against Mitchell, 6 against Brookings. So that's been about the only negative so far. Into the front court. Zach Bartles with a basketball, the 6'4 senior, taking it across from left to right, across the top. Cogley on him. Now gives the ball up. Jeff Pitts starts a drive, kicks it in the corner. Schaefer from long range. No good for 3. Somebody's pushing on the rebound. We got players laying on the floor, and it's going to go against the Bobcats. That'll be their 4th team foul. Mitchell has 3, so it'll be Kernel ball in the backcourt. Foul is going to go on Matt Hansen.
Cogley and Kuiper, good rebounding position underneath the basket.
Hansen just kind of giving a little shove from the back that time. Still 21-6. 6.5 to go in the first quarter, or first half, excuse me. Miller will bring it up, goes to Pitts out on the right-hand wing. Now Sudbeck and back around. Kuiper left side. Miller goes baseline, leans in with a shot. Got it to go. Well, that's at 6'8 size. They really played pretty good defense, but Miller just stretched the body out and put it up and in. He's got 13. At the other end, Schaefer, baseline drive, and he's got the basket. They kind of beat the Kernels down the floor a little bit that time, and Schaefer right to the hole for his first bucket of the ball game. That is just their second field goal in 16 shots. They've got 4 free throws. 23-8. Miller up the middle of the lane. Again, hanging in the air, and again, it's going to go. Lynn Frederick wanting a foul. There was contact, didn't get the whistle. He's upset. Miller now with 15 points. Into the front court, Zach Bartles on the dribble, takes it to the points. Right side, Jeff Pitts being guarded by Jordan Pitts. Now right-hand corner, Schaefer, nowhere to go. Miller on him, comes back out to Matt Hansen at the top. Hansen's pass on the wing. We're going to get a foul on Cogley. Cut by, almost had the steal, but he just banged the shoulder a little bit into Zeb Bartles. So Cogley will pick up his second foul. And we'll see if Coach Munson goes to the bench here. Yeah, here comes Tony Young popping up. I think they want Tom picking up number 3 here in the first half. Not with a 25-8 lead. Wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So he will come out, and the Kernels go with a relatively small lineup in there, with the one exception being Mike Miller. Inbounds pass, left-hand corner. Matt Hansen will dribble it back out front. Leaves it up top. This is Tim Thorne for the basketball. Now starting a drive, Zeb Bartles. A lot of contact in the lane. Pitts goes to the floor, but no foul, and the shot is missed. They're letting them play. Steve, you called it right at the beginning of the game. Mike Miller to the baseline. They reach around back, knock the ball out of bounds. Jeff Pitts from around back. Now Matt Schaefer is going to come checking back in the Brookings lineup, see who he will replace. And it looks like it's Zeb Bartles who is going to go out. Kernels will throw it in from underneath. Kuiper, right side, comes out on the wing to Miller. Now Pitts up top. On the wing, ball tipped away and out of bounds. Tim Thorne, 6'2" senior, getting a hand on that one. Brookings zoning it up here again now on the out-of-bounds play. Kuiper to throw it inside court into Tony Young, and they'll get right back to Ernie. Now around the left side, Mike Miller wants the three. No good off the front of the rim. Hasn't hit the threes tonight. On the run, here comes Thorne. Leaves a pass into the right-hand corner. Hansen driving into the lane. Has the ball knocked loose. Pitts and Sudbeck converged on him. Here comes T.J. Sudbeck down the middle of the floor. Left side of the lane, stops, pops from 10 feet. Good. Nice shot by T.J. Sudbeck. Well, we were worried about where the scoring was coming from. Sudbeck's got 4. Kippis has got 4. That's a good sign. 27-8 with 4.5 to go in the first half of play. Left side, Matt Schaefer to the baseline, and he goes up and scores. Nice drive by Schaefer. It's the second time he's taken that same route to the basket, right up the left sideline and in.
I think Mike's getting a little tired. That time he gave up the baseline.
Yep.
Looks like Kippis will probably be coming in for Mike Miller.
Out front, Kuiper taking it to the left-hand corner, gives it there to Sudbeck. Brookings back in that man-to-man once again. Now Miller up top to Kuiper, right-hand side. Back to Miller, and we've got a whistle here. Something away from the ball, a 3-second violation. I think they might have caught Jordan Pitts too long in the lane. And now here comes J.J. Kippis back in, and Mike Miller will get a rest. You're right. I think he's sucking a little wind as he goes out. This is his first rest in a quarter and a half to open up the season. 15 points already for Mike Miller. Bobcats will throw it in their backcourt. Tony Bestie with the basketball. Bestie guarded by Kuiper, comes across. Kuiper takes a swipe at the ball, almost knocked it loose. Bestie now will leave it out front. Tim Thorne, left-hand side. Zach Bartles, lob pass underneath. Good pass. He got a man open, and he'll lay it in. Jeff Pitts. Good pass by Zach Bartles.
Well, that time Pitts fronted him, and there was no backside help to help out once they lobbed it over Pitts and got an easy layup. 27-12. 3:30 to go in the half. Here's Tony Young out on the right-hand wing now. Pitts trying to post up, can't get him the ball, goes to Kippis instead. Around to the left-hand side, Kuiper, and now deeper in the corner, Sudbeck tries to alley-oop it underneath. Knocked away from Kippis, but Kuiper comes up with the ball. Now Young from the free throw line. This one's off the back of the rim, no good. And on the rebound, we're going to get a foul called Jordan Pitts. Got his arms locked up that time with the Bobcats' Jeff Pitts. The two Pitts boys guarding each other. No free throws yet. Against Jordan, that'll be just his first of the ball game. We've got 4 team fouls for Brookings, 5 now for Mitchell. And here's Mike Miller right back into the lineup, and Jordan Pitts will come out of there. So Mike didn't get much of a breather. 3:09 to play in the half. He's right back in. Man-to-man pressure backcourt by the Kernels. Sudbeck, too much pressure. Bumps into Thorne. And that'll be number 6, rather, I should say, against the Kernels. So next one, Brookings will be in the bonus situation. Once again, Thorne will throw it in from the backcourt. Kernels have stayed man-to-man. Haven't seen any zone pressure so far by Mitchell. Bestie, backcourt against Kuiper, behind the back dribble, gets him across. Bestie to the free throw line. The jumper good. Took it all the way. That's his first basket. He's got 4 points. Had a couple of free throws back in the first quarter. So 27-14. Brookings on a 6-0 run here. They were down 27-8. Mike Miller working out between the circles. Pass on the wing, tipped away and out of bounds as Bestie got a hand on the pass intended for Kuiper. Now Lynn Frederick will make a change. Zeb Bartles back in their lineup. A score I neglected to pass along early in the second quarter. The only other ESD game tonight. A little bit of a surprise, I think. Watertown leading Yankton 20-14 in the second quarter. And Yankton should have a pretty solid club. Mike Michelson in his first year of coaching. Down at Yankton, the former Washington Springs coach. Gary Thomas at Watertown.
That's right. Yep. 2 brand new guys there. Mike Miller, right-hand side out on the wing. Being guarded by Schaefer. Bounce pass to Young up front. Now left-hand corner, Kuiper. No shot there. Back out for Sudbeck at the points. And a Young right-hand wing. Good movement here by the Kernels. And now Young is held as he starts to drive to the basket. That was good. Good ball movement. Good offense there. I'm sure Coach Gary Munson probably going to do a little talking about that. That first quarter was kind of helter-skelter at times, but Kernels have settled down a little bit now and getting into their game.
Well, that spurt, the first 3 minutes they started out just really playing real well. Then the middle part of that first quarter, and then how they finished up in the last 90 seconds was outstanding.
Exactly. Second foul called on Matt Hansen on the way for Brookings. They have 5 team fouls now. Nobody in the 1-and-1 yet. Here's Miller, left-hand side, bounce into the corner. Sudbeck's open long range. The high archer, good for 3. T.J. Sudbeck's got 7 points. 30-14. Here comes Brookings back, right side of the lane. Zeb Bartles takes it into the lane. Little fade away, won't stay for him. Off the back of the rim, Miller has the rebound for the Kernels. Will slow it down, just walk it up into the front court himself, will Mike. And Brookings back into the zone now. Switching defenses. About every third, fourth time down the floor between that man-to-man and the zone. And now the Kernels are going to throw it away. Kuiper's pass intended for Miller. Sailed on him right over Mike's head and out of bounds at half court. 10 turnovers against Mitchell. 7 against Brookings. Well, the Bobcats make a change again. Jeff Pitts right back in their lineup. Zeb Bartles will get a rest. Minute 43 on the clock. Inbounds pass comes to Bestie. He'll bring it across at center court. Not a lot of scoring from those two guys out front, Bestie and Hansen. Bestie's got 4, but Hansen has not scored yet. That's a little surprise. Thorne, right side. Here's a three-pointer by Zach Bartles, no good. Rebound, Schaefer fighting underneath. Another block by Mike Miller. Number 5 of the first half for Mike Miller. Kimpus into the front court. We'll leave it for Miller out front. Well, and they give it back, and he wasn't looking. Tony Young on the wing. Threw the pass back to Mike Miller. He was going to go set a pick on the other side, and it sailed out of bounds at half courts. And that will result in a substitution as Jordan Pitts will come into the lineup. And let's see, who's going to go out of there? Well, we got
Ryan Garrett is also
2 subs, yes. So Kuiper and Young go out. First time Ryan Garrett's, the 6-foot sophomore, is in the lineup tonight. Schaefer, side of the lane, turnaround jumper, off the front, no good. Brookings keeps it alive. Zach Bartles with a shot at the side of the lane. That one's short. Save attempt by Kippis, but it goes back to Brookings. Here's Bartles again. Turnaround good this time. Zach Bartles from about 10 feet out on the right baseline. His 4th point, 30-16. Here's Miller running the floor, and they're going to bump him as he comes in toward the lane. Matt Schaefer called for the foul there. 6th foul on Brookings. It'll be Kernels' ball underneath their own basket with 43.8 seconds to go in the first half and a 30-16 score. Kernels led 21-6 at the end of the first quarter. Sudbeck will throw it in from the left side at the baseline. Still looking, now lobs it away out front. Miller goes to get it out near the center jump line. And it may go for one shot. Yeah, Gary Munson holding up the one finger here now. Just says, let's back out. Take the nice lead into the locker room at halftime. You know, a flurry at the beginning of the first quarter, as Steve said, and then right at the end of the first quarter, got Mitchell under that big lead, and they have maintained here throughout their second quarter. Watching the clock tick, 19, 18 seconds to go. Mike Miller just standing out there on the dribble. Now we're down to 14, 13 seconds. And at 10, 9, now they got to start to go, and here we go with 8, 7. Miller, right side of the lane, puts it up on the run. It came off the back of the rim. He got a nice drive. Then we're going to get a foul on the Kernels with 2 seconds to go. And that will put Brookings at the free throw line because it's a 7th team foul here on Mitchell. That is not the way we wanted to end the first half there with the foul. Can't complain about the shot. Miller got a good drive. Yep. He had a good shot and it just hit off the back of the rim and came out. At the other end, Thorne will be the guy to go to the free throw line. Foul on Jordan Pitts going after the rebound. His second. So Thorne will shoot the 1-1 with 2.1 on the clock. It is up and no good. Rebound knocked loose. Still loose in the corner. There's the buzzer. We have reached halftime. 13-point lead as they go to the locker room. The score at the half. Mitchell 30. The Brookings Bobcats momentarily. And now we are ready. Gary Reed, Colin Capitan, our officials, and they hand the ball to Ernie Kuiper, and here we go. Start the second half. Kuiper and Young out front. Defensively, man-to-man. Started out for the Bobcats. Here's Mike Miller, left side of the lane, driving on Schaefer, puts it up, and he's fouled. No, wait a minute, a travel is going to be called. Travel out front, apparently near the free throw line.
Brings Coach Munson up off the bench. Kind of, one pass, and we start shooting again. And probably something he didn't want on the first possession.
Tony Bestie will bring it up against Ernie Kuiper. Comes to the point with it, still on the dribble. Kind of running into one of his own men, and now the ball comes loose. Cogley will pick it up, lead to Kippis, and he kind of got wrong-footed at half court. J.J. had to reach behind to get that pass from Cogley, and as he came down, he took the quick step to try and get his balance again. Traveling call there at half court.
It looked like Bestie might have got fouled on the arm.
Ernie reached in and...
Len Frederick is still talking, I think,
Yeah.
to Gary Reed there about the grabbing on the arm.
Well, here's Matt Hansen now, working against Tony Young out front. Gets a screen from Zeb Bartles, takes it over to the left-hand side. Hansen still with it. Kernels switch up Cogley on him. Now Hansen's going to pull up with a jump shot, short for about 15 feet. Miller on the rebound, long pass to Cogley, looking for help to Young. He'll drive, he'll score. That is beautiful transition right there. Miller on the outlet, Tom Cogley with a fine assist to Tony Young, who lays it in. 32-16. Now Brookings on transition. Well, a little behind the back by Hansen, and a foul underneath. Mike Miller almost had another block shot, but the foul with the body going to be called there. Sweet pass by Matt Hansen. That's
Cogley on the other one end, and then Hansen comes back with a nice pass to Bestie.
Now to the free throw line. Zeb Bartles, a 6'4" senior, has just 2 points tonight, a couple of free throws to his credit. Then only 6 baskets in the entire first half by Brookings. 6 of 25 is all from the field. They had the 4 free throws, 4 out of 5. And now Bartles is 3 for 3 from the line himself. 6'4" senior. 32-17 ball game. Gary Reed, what here? Oh, we got a little discussion going on over at the Brookings bench. Colin Capitan and Lynn Frederick. And what's happening here?
I think he's telling
somebody down the bench.
Yeah, probably the JV players that aren't dressed in uniform might be making some comments to Colin Capitan. And Colin was just saying, I could probably listen to you, but not them.
Not your boys over here. Second free throw will not go. It's short, and a hard rebound comes out to Kippis. Tries to throw it down the floor into the lane. It's tipped away and out of bounds.
Tim, I know that the new rule in basketball, it's a strange rule, not really getting used to, was on the free throws, you can't move inside the lane until the ball hits the rim. That's really strange getting used to.
Oh, it seems like you're standing there forever.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of when he's letting it go. Yeah, absolutely. Kippis to Miller out front. And it'll be interesting to see how closely they're going to call that here this year. Here's Miller forcing his way in, can't get the shot. Rebound once, rebound twice, and it jams up in between the backboard and the rim, and it just sticks in there. Jump ball, and the possession arrow pointing to the Brookings end of the floor. Well, the original shot by Mike Miller kind of leaned his way in, didn't have a very good shot, but he kept after it with 2 rebounds, just couldn't get it to fall. Bobcats now up the floor. Zach Bartles into the left corner. Hansen with a jumper. Off the mark. Mike Miller rebound, and he's going to lead the charge. Miller, middle of the lane. Now has it knocked away from behind. Goes off the leg of Matt Schaefer. Boy, Matt Hansen is cold. He's got some good looks at the basket, and he's normally a pretty good shooter. He just has not been able to get anything to go in tonight. Mike Miller will inbound from underneath. Kippis on the wing, takes it into the lane, driving to the hole, partially blocked. Rebound Cogley, sends bodies flying out of there. And the ball comes back out front of Miller. Good rebound by Cogley. He muscled his way through everybody. Miller just holding on out front between the circles. Now to Kippis, right side. Back to Kuiper at the point. Back off to Skinny on the left-hand side. Looking underneath for Cogley. Can't find him. Now Young comes out. Spins with a jumper from outside the free throw line. Off the right side, no good. Rebound Bobcats. They want to run. Here's Bestie all the way in. Reverse layup. Good. Beautiful shot. Mike Miller was ready there to swat it back at him, and Bestie took it right underneath the hoop.
One thing we noticed in the junior varsity game, Brookings likes to get out and run, and that time it was a 3-on-1. Miller was back, but Bestie made an outstanding play.
There's Mike Miller driving the right side of the lane. Blocking foul. Count the basket, they say. Gary Reed making the call. Again, the Brookings bench not happy. They thought that should have been a charge on Mike Miller. 17 points now for Skinny, and he'll go to the free throw line to try and complete the 3-point play. Some changes here for the Bobcats. Coming in, Darryl Sackman. We saw just a little bit of him, the 6-foot senior in the first half. Tim Thorne is also back in the lineup. Played quite a bit in the first half. Thorne, the 6'2 senior, number 25. Foul is going to be called on Jeff Pitts of Brookings, his first. Miller will hit the free throw to give him 18 points on the night. And now here, Colin Capitan talking to the Kernels. Did they grab the basketball after it went through the hoop? Yeah, I think maybe.
Delay a game. I think just a warning there.
Got to let it drop.
Yep.
Kernel's going to put on some full court man-to-man pressure. Get the ball to Matt Schaefer, the 6'3 junior forward. Miller on him, but he'll bring it up no problem. Now to Thorne, left-hand side. Out to the top, Bestie. Bestie, nice move to the basket, and we got a big collision. We're going to get a foul on the Kernels as Bestie went up the middle of the lane. Tried to shovel a pass off to the side. There were too many bodies there, but the foul occurred before that.
Tom Cogley just a little bit late coming over, sliding in the lane, trying to draw the charge. So Cogley, a good defensive effort, just a tad bit late, picks up his third foul.
First player to get 3 is Cogley. Pass comes way out front to Thorne. They tried to set him up for a 3, but Kernels good defensively, didn't get it off. Now Jeff Pitts, guarded by Kuiper up top. Will leave it back out for Bestie. Bestie and Kuiper bumping each other. Now Bestie, free throw line jumper, good. That's a nice shot. Tony Bestie with 8 points, 5'10" junior, 35-21. We played 3 minutes of the third quarter. Miller will bring it across the 10-second line. Goes right side. Young with the basketball. Tony right in front of the Kernel bench. Now to Kippis, and there's a foul on the Bobcats. They came right over the top of the back of J.J. Kippis. Foul will be called on Sackman. First foul on Darryl Sackman.
Bobcats trying to deny that pass. Once it gets to the wing, to the free throw line extended, they're trying to deny that, so the Kernels have a little more difficult time trying to run their offense. That time Sackman just a little bit late, picked up the foul.
Well, Bestie, who's played well, is going to go out of the lineup now, and Matt Hansen is back in. Kernels throw it in from side court. Tony Young with it out front. Will just hand the ball off to Kuiper there. 4:40 to go in the third. Game has been under control really since first quarter here for the Kernels. Kuiper, right-hand corner, now up along the baseline. Slides a pass in the lane to Cogley. Couldn't hold on, but it comes loose to Young. He'll clear outside for Miller. Miller driving the right side of the lane. Stops. The jumper short. Cogley another rebound, and this one swatted away as he went up. And then a foul on the Kernels as Brookings came out of there with it. Well, good job on the boards, but good defense by Brookings. Cogley took that ball up strong, and they just blocked it away. And then the foul called on Mike Miller, who tried to reach in, slap it away as the Bobcats were coming out with the rebound. It'll be Brookings' ball in the backcourt.
Cogley did a pretty good job on the boards. 14 rebounds to 8. In fact, 18 rebounds now for the Kernels to just 11 for Brookings.
Here's Matt Hansen with the inbounds pass. Beats his man to the free throw line. Jumper, but it again won't go. Hansen can't hit it. Long pass now by Kuiper. Here's Miller driving. Oh, the slam! Big two-handed jam for Mike Miller, and that's the one the fans were waiting for as Kuiper found him down the floor. And now a foul on the Kernels at the other end. Well, that woke everybody up. That won't be the only one of those we'll see this year, I'm sure. Brookings will throw it in from side court. Foul against Tony Young, his second. 4th team foul on Mitchell. Brookings has just 2 here halfway through the third quarter. Pass comes into Thorne, out front at the point. Now to Hansen, left-hand side. Kuiper on him. Hansen will give it right back up at the top of the circle to Jeff Pitts, and we're going to get a foul on Brookings away from the ball underneath.
Blocking foul going to be called on Sackman, kind of his illegal pick on the weak side that Tony Young tried to fight over it.
Second foul called on Sackman, and now that's a 3rd team foul on the Bobcats. And they will bring Zach Bartles back in their lineup, and also Matt Schaefer, who I thought played a pretty solid first half, will come back in. Zach Bartles, 6'4", and a senior, so they get some size on the lineup here now to the Bobcats. Kernels get it up in a hurry. Kuiper, bounce pass underneath to Cogley for an easy lay-in. 4 points for Tom Cogley. Nice passing on the transition. Kernels got it up the floor quickly, 39-21. Matt Hansen into the lane, leaves it out free throw line. Zeb Bartles couldn't get the shot out. Now Hansen, long range, good for 3. Finally cracks through. Matt Hansen, the 5'9" junior. All-conference player from last year with his first bucket of the game, 39-24. Miller brings it across the 10-second line. He'll work out front at the point guard spot. Now right corner to Kuiper. Free throw line, Cogley back around left side. Miller for a 3. This one takes a high bounce up, off the rim, no good. Out of bounds it goes, and it'll be the Bobcats basketball. J.J. Kippis might have been the last one to touch it underneath for the Kernels. Brookings will throw it in against a little man-to-man pressure with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hansen will bring it up against Tony Young. Bartles setting a pick for him right at center court. Hansen takes it right side, gives it to Schaefer out on the wing. Schaefer looking down underneath for Zeb Bartles. They can't get the ball to him. Cogley doing a nice job there. Now free throw line. Shot blocked by Tony Young by Hansen. Lead pass to Kippis. Oh, and he traveled with it. Oh, pass came to half court, and J.J. was again looking for behind for the pass and traveled when he brought it down.
Well,
would have been a wide open one, too.
And a great defense by Tony Young that time.
Yeah.
To time the jump and block it, and then just unfortunate that Kippis couldn't convert on the other end.
Now Brookings will get it back at half court. 16th turnover against Mitchell. So that will not be a good spot, I'm sure, in our post-game conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be brought up.
Yeah. Inbounds pass almost tipped away, or it was tipped by Kippis, and now we will get a turnover because Hansen had the dribble come up high on him, carrying the ball on Matt Hansen. So turnover against Brookings. That'll be their 11th of the ball game.
Well, again, good defense by Tony Young. That time again on Hansen.
Into the front court, Young to Miller, free throw line, slides it off to Kippis, jumper up, he's fouled. And again, Mitchell getting the ball up the floor nicely. I really like that, what I've seen tonight. That's 5-6 times on a set inbounds play, not a quick basket at the other end. We've been able to beat them down the floor.
Well, I like the way they get the ball on the wing, and then a guy breaks to the middle. They hit the middle guy, and then on the opposite wing, a guy's going the basket. They lay it up. They've done that, as you said, 2 or 3 times here today.
Timeout on the floor.
Premier Gold Dealer in Mitchell. We promise the best deals on phones and accessories, the best customer service in the business, and the best training.
A 20-second timeout. You get a couple of them a game in high school. That's been in college ball for a while, but high school now as well. Here's J.J. Kippis at the line to shoot a pair, and the first one is up and good. 5 points for J.J. Kernels have not missed. 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Brookings is 5 of 7, so both teams have shot pretty well from the stripe tonight. Kippis' second one also going to go for him. 6 points for J.J. 41-24. Here's Hansen into the front court, into the lane, and Kuiper coming from behind knocks the ball away. Actually had the pass come run off his shoulder, and now Matt Hansen will grab him for the foul. That'll be the 15th foul on Brookings. Kuiper just following, just hustling down the floor, and it worked out right for him. As Hansen trying to throw a pass across the lane, he hit him in the shoulder, knocked it loose, and picked up the basketball. Kernels will have it in their backcourt. Inbound to Tony Young, and off of Tony Young. That's a good play by Zach Bartles as he deflected the ball. And now it'll be Brookings' ball underneath. And we're going to get subs right away here for the Kernels. Quickly off the bench, Ryan Garretts, the sophomore, T.J. Sudbeck, the junior, Tony Young, J.J. Kippis will come out. The turnovers, again, sore subject. That's 17 now. Too many. Inbounds pass comes to Matt Hansen in the corner. Sudbeck knocks it away. Nice play.
Getting a little ugly right now in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it is a little bit sloppy here on the floor. 14 turnovers on the Bobcats, and Matt Hansen will come out of the lineup.
I look over on the bench, Coach Gary Munson really kind of talking to Tony Young. I think he really needs Tony to step up this year, and Tony right now kind of struggling here, and he's kind of talking to him on the bench.
Fawad Kabiri is back in the lineup for Brookings. Played a little bit of the first half, 6'5" senior. Sudbeck, left-hand wing for the Kernels. Out front for Pitts to Kuiper. Now around the right side, Garretts with it. Bounce pass into Miller. Wide open, dunks it again. Second jam of the ball game for Miller. This one not quite as flamboyant, but nevertheless there. And now Pitts is going to steal the inbounds pass away. No, Brookings turning it over way too many times as well. Garrett's right corner, bounce pass to Miller. They double down on him, and they steal the ball away. Good play by Zach Bartles. And we're going to get a blocking foul at half court as Garrett's trying to step in front. He will get the foul. Good play by Zach Bartles. Just reached in behind his own body, slapped the ball away from Miller. No shots on this one. 5 fouls on the Kernels. 5 so far on Brookings. With a minute 27 to go in the third. 43-24, all Mitchell here. Thorne out front. Left-hand side. Jeff Pitts tries to get a pass through the lane. Miller tips it. Schaefer picks it up and scores. Matt Schaefer got the loose ball underneath on the tip pass. 6 points for Schaefer. Kuiper up the right-hand side, bumping with Bestie as he gets it in front of the scoring table and into the front court. Now to Garretts on the wing. Lob pass underneath. Miller off the glass. Good. Well, Mike Miller's been playing point guard. He's been on the wing. Now they're posting him up at the center's position, the post. And 2 out of 3 times he's gotten the ball, he scored. 24 points now for Mike Miller. Bestie out front. Kuiper dives to the floor, knocks it away, and gives it to Miller. Miller got two men to beat, and they're going to grab him as he goes into the lane this time.
Well, how many times will we see Ernie Kuiper on the floor for a loose ball this season? Fans giving Ernie a nice round of applause. He's really working hard at the defensive end.
Yes, he is. Good hustle by Ernie. Has not scored tonight, but there's been plenty of other people picking that slack up. And now Kuiper's going to get a rest, as a matter of fact. He'll go out of the lineup. Coming in, Tony Young back in the lineup for Mitchell. So we've got Young, Sudbeck, Pitts, as well as Miller and Garrett's on the floor. Garrett's left elbow, the free throw line open, can't get it. Ball's tipped around a couple of times. He's going to come back out front, and Young will control it for the Kernels. 33 seconds to go in the quarter. 19-point lead. Garrett's left-hand side to Pitts. Now they'll go over to the right-hand wing with it. Young tries to lob it into Miller. They double down on him, and they knock it away again. Pass maybe wasn't there that time. Pretty good defense on Mike Miller. Into the front court will come Jeff Pitts. Jeff Pitts to the free throw line, leaves it behind for Schaefer. 8 seconds, 7 seconds to go. In the corner, Sackman. Back out front with 4. 3, they got to hurry. In the lane now, turn around by Bartles. It won't go, and that's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3 on KMIT at the Corn Palace in a minute.
Mom really enjoys having...
Issue has passed tonight. The voters in Ethan have passed that measure to put up a new school and gymnasium and so on. We'll have details after the Kernel basketball game tonight, so stay tuned. Kernel's with it. Sudbeck, that even wide open free throw line, comes up short, though, on the jumper, but there's Tony Young out of there with a rebound. And back to Sudbeck. We'll get a look at some stats here when we get a break in play. Left-hand side, Garrett's right on the wing. Back out to Young it comes. Now Mike Miller on the right side. Going to take Schaefer one-on-one. Drives to the basket. Off the glass too hard. Rebound loose on the floor. And batted back out to T.J. Sudbeck.
Well, the Bobcats 10 of 33 for 30%. Kernels 19 of 33 for 58% as we go to the fourth.
Well, Kernel shooting has cooled off from that 70-plus, but still plenty good for the ball game. Tony Young right on the three-point line left side to Garrett's. Now right side. Miller wants to look at a three. A whistle sounds. It will be a no-good shot and a foul on the Kernels on Pitts.
Yep, offensive foul. Jordan Pitts moving on the pick as he tried to set the pick for Mike Miller.
Third foul on Pitts, so he and Cogley have 3 apiece. And now Tony Bestie, the guard back in the lineup for Brookings, and Tim Thorne will check out. 1 minute gone here in the fourth quarter. And the Kernels with a big 45-26 lead, led 30-16 at halftime. Left side, here's a jumper by Zach Bartles, good for about 16 feet. 6 points for Zach Bartles. 45-28. Well, Mike Miller was playing post. Here he is bringing the ball up the floor now again. Crossover dribble, free throw line, feeds down low to Tony Young, no shot. Back out on the wing it comes. Sudbeck and back to Miller out front. We'll start the offense again. Goes to Jordan Pitts, right-hand side. Sudbeck, left wing. Miller down low. Here's Garrett's with a turnaround, and it calls over the rim and in for him. Ryan Garrett's with his first basket on the Kernel varsity. 47-28, approaching 6 minutes to go. Sudbeck, good pressure on Bestie as he brings it up the floor. Now left-hand side, Zach Bartles goes down low. They're going to try and go over the top of Miller. Shot way too strong, put up by Jeff Pitts. Gets his own rebound, and there's the foul underneath against the Kernels. See who it's going to go on. Might be Garrett's, but we'll wait for sure here. Ernie Kuiper getting ready to come back in the ball game for Mitchell. He will replace Jordan Pitts. And to the free throw line will go Jeff Pitts. It is Ryan Garrett's who got the foul. That's a second on Garrett's. Jeff Pitts, a 6'4 senior, has 2 points, both back in the first half for the Bobcats. And the one final score tonight, Roosevelt defeated Washington 50-35, and we'll try and get you some updates on that Watertown-Yankton as we get a little later here, and hopefully maybe a final by the time we end things off here in the post game. First free throw no good, and the second one rattles around and comes out. Jeff Pitts missing them both. Kernels on the rebound. Here's Mike Miller to the free throw line, right up the middle of the lane. He won't crawl over the rim for him, but Garrett's is going to come out with a rebound. Well, Mitchell doing a nice job on the offensive boards, but now they're going to throw a pass away in the lane. Brookings comes up with a steal. Here's Schaefer at the other end, knocked out of bounds by Kuiper. It'll still be Brookings' ball, but good recovery by Ernie. see what we got here. Rebounding 25 for Mitchell, 13 for Brookings. Yeah, that kind of tells the story, especially on the offensive end. Been getting a lot of second and some third shots. Pass underneath. Schaefer rejected by Mike Miller out in the corner. Kuiper tries to save it. Brookings going to get it back. Schaefer goes up. Blocked out of bounds by Young.
Tony Young.
Well, 2 rejections on that end. One by Miller and one by Young. We have Mike Miller now with 7 block shots in the game. Here's Schaefer, make it 8. There's another block. Schaefer again. There's another block by Miller. But Schaefer gets it to go. Well, credit Matt Schaefer. Good job. But 2 times in a row, Mike Miller sent it right back at his face, but Schaefer kept at it, finally used the rim as a screen, went underneath, and scooped it up and in where Miller couldn't get to the shot to block it. Now we got a foul on the Bobcats at the far end of the floor as Ernie Kuiper was on the dribble out front.
Well, that brought the Bobcat fans off their seats. They haven't had much to cheer about really during the game, but they really liked the effort by Matt Schaefer.
Yes, it was. Kept after it. Ernie Kuiper's going to go to the line as we're in the 1-and-1 both ways. Both teams have now hit the 7 fouls with 5:20 to go. Kuiper's shot, no, will not fall. So Ernie's still not in the scoring column here tonight. Miller leads the way with 24, 7 for Sudbeck, 6 for Kippis, the way the Kernel 3 leaders go right now. Brookings going down low. Here's Zeb Bartles, turnaround fadeaway, and he gets it to fall. A couple of bounces off the rim, and it went in. 5 points for Zeb, the 6'4" senior. 47-32. Miller into the front court. Gives it to Kuiper right side, right in front of the Kernel bench. Ernie backs off on the dribble now toward the half-court line. Gives it back to Tony Young right side. And Sudbeck spins, fires, 15-footer, rolls and goes. 9 points for the 6'2" junior, T.J. Sudbeck. And now a steal. Kuiper's got it. Gives it to Young. Young will drive up and no good. It rolled off the front. And Brookings comes out with a basketball. Bestie, pass left side, driving Jeff Pitts, puts up the layup. That's no good. Rebound, Garrett picks it up for the Kernels. Now, Brookings had a good opportunity, as good as Mitchell's on the other end that time. Young couldn't get his to fall. Jeff Pitts couldn't get his to fall. And Mitchell winds up with the basketball again with 4 minutes to play. And a 49-32 lead. Kuiper just taking his time out front. Goes to Sudbeck, right corner. Lob underneath. Miller's got position. Fouled as he takes it up. They tried to slide over and help out, but got him on the arm. So Skinny will go to the free throw line looking for point number 25 on the night.
Oh, Miller looks a little tired. He's kind of every time there's a lull, he's bending over. He's pulling his shorts down. He might need a rest here in the fourth quarter, but pretty sluggish in our man-to-man offense.
I think so, yeah.
You know, just not as crisp as you'd like to see it in the first time out of the chute.
We're going to get a timeout here before the free throws coming up.
You ask, can I afford to install a new furnace or heat pump? Paulson Sheet Metal.
Low price of $54.95. Christmas time is savings time at Harb Sports Shop, Uptown Mitchell.
Mike Miller at the free throw line as we come back, and the first one will not roll in for him. So still looking for point number 25. Get you a couple of score updates here in just a moment. Second one is good. And now Miller's going to come out, and Tom Cogley will come back in. Well, Watertown Yankton are tied in the fourth quarter, 45 all, so we'll stick with that one and get you a final. And at halftime, Sioux Falls O'Gorman rated second in the state, right behind Mitchell. O'Gorman pounding Sioux Falls Lincoln 34-13 at halftime. They're a big ball club, a lot of size for the O'Gorman Knights this year. Bobcats with it. Tim Thorne driving in the lane, scoops it underhand, it'll go. Tim Thorne's first basket of the night makes it 50-34, 3:35 on the clock. Kuiper getting a little pressure from Zach Bartles. Comes by him right in front of the scoring table. Takes it down to the right corner. Sudbeck there with it. Back to Ernie out front. Now Garrett's left-hand wing. Cogley pops out near the free throw line to get it. No shot for him. Looking for some help now. Gets it to Sudbeck right corner. And back out to Young. Kernels running the offense, looking to get a good shot here, and no need to hurry. Here's Young, left side of the lanes, got a nice 8-9 footer, but it won't fall for him. Out of bounds off of Brookings. Kernels will get it back off the hands of Zach Bartles underneath.
Another second chance, offensively. That's one good thing about the Kernels tonight. They've had when you look at the rebounds, 27 to 15.
Yeah.
A bunch of those on the offensive end.
They have indeed. Kuiper out front now, and the Kernels, again, are in no hurry to go to the basket. Now with a 16-point lead, want to run that offense. Brookings playing it man-to-man. Kuiper will hand the ball off to Garrett. Comes around the top from left to right. Reminder, the next home game for Mitchell and the next game Saturday night. Brandon Valley's Lynx will be here at the Palace. Garrett's right side of the lane. The turnaround hit the side of the backboard. No good. Bobcats will come out of there with it. Into the front court, Jeremy Johnson, number 33, in for the first time, a 6'1 junior. The Thorn on his right side. Now down low. Turnaround jumper on the way. Will not stay by Sackman. Goes out of bounds off of Ernie Kuiper.
So that's Brett.
Winterfield, excuse me, yeah.
A good-looking 6'7" sophomore for the Bobcats who scored 18 in the junior varsity game. And Len mentioned to you before the game that before this year's out, he'll be seeing a lot of playing time.
Yeah, he's going to need to put on some weight, get stronger. But 6'7", yeah, he's got some pretty good moves. Jumper won't go from the free throw line by Zach Bartles. Kernels come out of there with a rebound. Cogley with it, and we'll give it to Kuiper. And now we're at 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Still at the 50-34 score. Not a lot of scoring in this fourth quarter. Kernels have only put 5 points on the board in this quarter. Sudbeck in the left-hand corner. Out front again, it comes to Cogley. Mike Miller on the bench here. Don't know that we'll see him again with 25 points. And unofficially, we have him for 9 block shots in the ball game. Kuiper bounce pass left side will go to Young. And Saturday is going to be a doubleheader of basketball here at the Corn Palace. Oh, nice pass. Young's got the layup. Kuiper with the assist. Tony Young cutting the baseline. And Ernie Sound from out front. 6 points for Tony. 52-34. Back comes Bartles. His pass picked off by Cogley. See if Tom can take it all the way. He's got one man to beat. Goes in, he's fouled. And he'll end up at the free throw line. Grabbing onto his arm was Jeremy Johnson. Now back to that doubleheader. We've got Dakota Wesleyan basketball in the afternoon. They'll be playing Briar Cliff Saturday at 1 o'clock, and then the Kernels here at night at 7:30.
Well, that basketball game for Dakota Wesleyan, as you mentioned, not on the schedule because that was a makeup for the Westmar closing. So Briar Cliff at 1 o'clock, and then for Wesleyan, the Daily Republic Team Makers tournament after Christmas.
Yep. The 28th and 29th, a Sunday-Monday tournament. Good teams in that one, too. Mount Marty, Huron, Dakota State.
Of course, you'll be in someplace in North Carolina.
Someplace in North Carolina. The Kernels make their trip. They will play on Saturday the 27th at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Mitchell time. Cogley's first free throw won't go. Third miss of the night from the line for Mitchell tonight. They are 6 of 9. Cogley with the second one coming. And this one rolls in for him. So Tom with 5 points. 53-34. As we wind down the final minute of the ball game. Right-hand side, Jeff Pitts with it for the Bobcats. Cogley almost with a steal. Pitts gets it back. Now side of the lane, Schaefer. Turnaround won't go. Rebound knocked loose. Out of bounds it goes. It'll be Brookings' ball. Actually, hit Jeff Pitts the last, but then it touched Cogley, and Cogley had a foot on the baseline. And now the Kernels are going to bring in 4 new subs into the ball game here. So Luke Mentel will come in. Kyle Music will come in. Dexter Noss is coming in. And Josh Gable will come into the lineup. Kuiper will be the only one to stay, and a nice round of applause for the other guys leaving the floor here. Brookings to throw it in. Side of the lane. A foul going to be called, and this is the guy we just talked about here a little bit ago, Brett Winterfield, the 6'7" sophomore. So Winterfield will go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be called on Josh Gable of the Kernels. We'll see if Winterfield can get into the scoring column. Don't forget to stay with us for the post game. We'll go back to the locker room, get some comments from Coach Gary Munson, take a look at the final scoring and stats, of course, for you, and hopefully have a final on that Watertown game. Winterfield's free throw is good. So his first point of the night. They are led, by the way, by Matt Schaefer and Tony Bestie with 8 points apiece. Winterfield gets them both, so Brookings does not have a score in double figures tonight. Miller with 25 is the only double-figure score for Mitchell. Sudbeck has 9. 53-36. Into the front court, ball tipped away by the Bobcats. Kuiper's pass, headed for Luke Mentel, tipped away in the corner. Kuiper will inbound, comes to Kyle Music out front. 42 seconds. Left side with it there. Mentel again to Kuiper, now out front. Nas will take it over, give it to Music. Back to Mentel in the right corner. Kuiper coming by to get it near the free throw line. Looking for an open shot. Music trying to lob it underneath, and the ball tipped and stolen away by Jeff Pitts. Trying to get it into Gable underneath. 20 seconds to go in the ball game. Bestie out front. Kind of holding on to the ball. They've got reserves in. They appear to be a little messed up on the floor. Now they go side of the lane. Pitts with it with 6 seconds into Schaefer. He'll turn around and score. Schaefer hits double figures with 10 points. And there is the buzzer. That is the ball game. The Mitchell Kernels looking pretty impressive. Not that there aren't some things they need to work on, but a Bobcats. Stay tuned for the post game. Steve will be back, check some scoring and stats. We'll be